What's going on, fellow Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and we're back in school. This time on the School of Chi-Chi, we're going to be talking about the red style, personalities that go with it, different ways to play it, and all that stuff. So let's get started. So, what is the red style? The way I describe it, I say it's a style that can be played in a different amount of ways. You can level up and all trying to get to the MPP victory, or you can try and fluctuate between different levels and keep drawing cards with your mastery and just keep chaining attacks. So because red is not a race, you can use any personality with it, and obviously we have all the ones that we have so far. And again, with any of the set 2 stuff, I'm going to be discussing in like a part 2 video, so stay tuned. So we have all the heroes and villains. So again, some key cards that I think are essential for red, again, to um, function very efficiently. And the first one is obviously red shoulder grab. This card is just really, really good for this deck, and I think really good is an understatement. It's just incredible. Again, all your attacks that hit, because this all your attacks have to hit in order to deal the critical damage. Um, but it's really good because you'll see in set 2 there's a card that can really shut down anger decks, and this card with some other attacks can single-handedly get rid of it. So 3 red shoulder grab, no question, and it also raises your anger when you play it, so it helps in that aspect. Um, red escape, some people play it, some people don't. I like it if you have a level that you want to get to and it's kind of hard early game, and it just helps because you can draw a card and discard a card to fix your hand if you have a bad hand, as well as when you at the end of combat you level back down, so with your mastery you can potentially draw a card if you want to. So this allows you to be very aggressive because if they use an energy attack, you red escape, you go up, you draw a card, discard a card for the mastery, and then you just unleash all your attacks. And at the end, when both players discard down to 1, you have no cards in your hand, but you level down, and then you can draw a card for your mastery, so that way you can stay on par in terms of hand advantage with your opponent. So some people play it. I really like this card, so I think it's definitely one of the better energy stoppers that red has, and it's really good for like level manipulation decks as well if you want to go jumping levels and skipping levels and stuff like that. Red heel kick, again, this card replaces itself because you get an extra attack, and you just lower your anger too. And it might seem counterproductive because you want to try and gain anger, but you'll see in set 2, it's a card that makes it very effective, and I think it's just an amazing card. Any card that replaces itself is a good card in my book. And speaking of cards that replace themselves, we have red left bolt. So left bolt allows you to draw the bottom card of your discard life deck, sorry, and it's good when if you play Piccolo, so it combos with it, so you can like rejuvenate an attack and then left bolt to get it back or something like that. So it has its ways, and it does have Piccolo on it, so I guess it's some kind of foreshadowing or something. Next up, red static shot. This card can potentially give you 3 anger if it hits. Again, like any other attack in the game, even though it has an on hit effect, every card in order for it to be successful needs to hit. So some people might be like, oh, well, it has to hit to gain a 2. Well, so does any other attack that you play in any game. It needs to hit. So the hit effect shouldn't really um, deter you from playing this card. And the best part about the secondary effect, where all your style attacks, your opponent cannot use endurance. So it's really good because then if it's 5 life, you're doing an energy attack for 5 life, it's an instant critical. They can't, endure at all. So it's just 5 off the bat. So this card, the bonus is the hit, but the where it really shines is definitely the endurance factor where your opponent cannot use it. So we have some deck types. So I'm gonna do like a little brief overview of all the personalities that we have so far and the different routes you can take with the deck. So with Red God Goku, again, because of his high power stages, all your physical attacks will be doing a lot of damage, which also increases the chance for you to deal use a critical damage effect because of how strong he is. So if you do decide to play drills, red has a ton of drills for sure. It's a matter of whether you want to just go to level 2 and then go back down to level 1 and play no drills, or you want to have some drills in there. It's up to you, but it's mainly just heavy beats. And if you want to play the drill version, you can just play tactical drill, um, red forward stance, and all that stuff. So it makes like a viable drill deck. Red Goku specifically would be more for drills. So if you're playing red and this Goku, not God, you will be one to play drills to make it more effective. And in set 2, red does actually get some cards where in the discarded by a card effect, you get bonus effects. So we're going to see how this red Goku shines and how it kind of plays out in set 2. Red Gohan, I never really played this deck a lot. I know it was one of the pre-made decks in the starter deck. Again, with Gohan, he's very weak, so you really need to level him up ASAP. Good thing with Gohan, he does have Power Punch, which can boost your anger to really try and get you out of level 1. And his level 2, all your attacks do plus 2 life, so it can really buff up that critical damage that you're trying to aim for. And I never really tried it, but I might give it a shot if you guys also want to see that deck. Red Trunks, again, I never tried Red Trunks as well, but uh, with him trying to get to level 2, you can just almost sit there and just give your opponent bad hands and just pummel them to death. So, these are two decks I never really tried, but, if you want me to try them, I will. I might do a little tinkering or something like that here and there with them, for sure. Red Krillin. So, this deck can really advance like insanely, because what happens is when you use Krillin's effect and you level up, you draw a card and discard a card for the mastery, and then Krillin's effect will trigger where you use a critical damage effect, so you gain an anger, and then you gain 2 more anger because of the Krillin level 1's floating effect. So you'll be at level 2 with like 3 anger. And again, in set 2, they have some cards where if they're discarded by a card effect, they have cool effects. So just be on the lookout. Red Krillin can really level up fast, and before you know it, they're at like level 3, and it's like only the third combat. So, and then with the promo one, again, it doesn't have the synergy because the promo one wants to stay on level 1. So it's usually more using like a control deck like black or blue or any other thing besides red, where you just want to stay at level 1. Red Piccolo, again, because of weighted clothing, it's an extra 2 anger out of nowhere. It's really good just to help speed up, and it's good late game when you trying to really break through and get to that next level or just win the game. So weighted clothing helps there, and the rejuvenation helps offset some of Red's I'll say lack of endurance for the most part. So Piccolo helps recover that. Again, all the set 2 guys, I will also do deck discussions on them and talk about them briefly once the set comes out. Red Vegeta, again, really good. Heavy anger right off the bat. If you play an attack that does raise your anger for hits, you gain another anger, so you can level up pretty quickly. And if you get to level 3, it's insane, and it makes Galagun amazing because of you can deal, use 2 critical damage effects. So I think Red Vegeta is a really powerhouse deck. Again, there's some cards that will shut it down, but it's red, so you have access to like Static Shot, Shoulder Grab, and stuff like that. So, and then Red Frieza allows you to be offensive and defensive, where you play an attack to gain you anger, and then you also defend, you gain anger, so you level up pretty quickly. You want to really try and get out at level 2, or if you want to stay at level 2 and just, discard and stuff like that, by all means, because Frieza does jump pretty high from level 1 to level 2. But if you're going for like MPPV, you want to try and get off level 2, because level 3, you can use level 1 power, so you basically go through that, and then when you're at 4, you can just sit there and just mill them to death. And then, last but not least, Ginyu, the card that caused more problems than any other personality. So, Red Ginyu, again, is very aggressive. Red does have some attacks that cost some hefty amount of stages, like I think red right cross or something like that. Or if you want to play like Shatter and Leap, you can have the allies pay for the stages, and then you also have Jace, which energy tag, which gives you anger. So it allows for you to be very aggressive and level up quickly enough where if you're playing against, let's say, a Krillin Black Krillin deck where they keep getting rid of your allies, you can hopefully try and jump to level 2 fast enough to get your allies back. Also, Red Escape is amazing because then you jump to Ginyu level 2, whose effect also gives you anger. So it's definitely a really heavy, fast beatdown deck for sure. And in conclusion, we're just going to wrap it up. Again, Red offers a lot of flexibility. Maybe a lot of people are just used to just trying to anger up, but there's more than just angering with Red. It allows for, you'll see in later sets about like a drill kind of toolbox deck, at the same time level manipulation, jumping around and stuff like that. And it's more for the player to now have the option to play a style a different way, where maybe before it was just all about angering out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of School of Chi-Chi. I'll be discussing again all the other styles as well as a part 2 for all the other styles once the set 2 gets released. So if you like what you saw, just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, Mr. Waffles out.